jainworld.com 25 years of service to Jainism.
Jai Jinendra, good evening. Welcome to this another lecture in the selection 2020. Dhammo Mangala Mukittham Ahimsa Sanjamoto Devaditam Namasante Jasya Dhamme Sayamano. Those who follow the religious practices of non-violence, austerity and penance are always in bliss. And even the celestial beings come and salute those who follow these three religious practices. This is a very special sutra telling us the importance of Uttam Sanyam Dharma, austerity, supreme austerity. And as we have seen in this sutra, the supreme austerity is one of the topmost three ritual practices. And a very unique thing, it is said in this sutra that, see, normally people go and pray the God or salute the God or, give their respect to the gods. But in this particular sutra, they say that the human beings who follow these three ritual practices of non-violence, austerity and penance, the celestial being will come and salute them. So human beings in this particular way are at the par or little above the celestial beings. And that clearly shows the importance of this Uttama Sanyama Dharma, supreme austerities. A lotus flower is in the water. The roots are deep in the water and then its stem is passing through the water, but the lotus flower is above the water. The water is not touching the lotus flower. Even if there are ripples in the water, the lotus flower remains above the water. Even if there are waves, the lotus flower manages to remain above water. Even if there are big waves, still the lotus flower manages to remain above the water. Similarly, the functioning of Sanyama Dharma, and I'm going to call now hereafter Sanyam, and you will understand it is Uttam Sanyam Dharma, supreme, austerities. So, similarly, the functioning of Sanyam Dharma is to keep you above the impurities. Even if there are ripples of your passions, anger, greed, ego, and even if the other two factors like can dislike, So this will bring the ripples of passion and other things. So even with that, the Sayama Dharma will keep you above the impurities. Even if, there are bigger waves, like uh, in passions we say extreme severe, anantanubandhi, or it is severe level, or little milder and minimum. So in all these conditions, if we follow Sayama Dharma, then it will keep us above the impurities, like the lotus flower remains above the water. And so it is very, very important to follow the Sayam Dharma. So far, we have seen the four passions, and then we have seen the need for discovering the truth yourself. Apana, such a messenger. And within that, we have seen the importance of Atmanubhuti. And next important is the Sayam Dharma. So in 10 days, we are in the process of self-purification, blossoming of our inner self, flowering of our inner self, the 10-petal flowering. And as we know, the flowering, the purification is happening in Unter-Atma. So there are certain things we do in the Bahir-Atma, in the outer, and those things must help us to transcendent the Bahir-Atma and come to Unter-Atma, where the purification process is actually taking place. And Uttam Sayam, the process will help us in doing this purification. So this is a very important step. So as we say, if this is the ladder with the 10 rungs, today we are at the 6th rung. And this is important because the future rungs, the higher rungs of Tapa, Tyaga, Akinchanya and Brahmacharya, they will very much depend on how effective the Sayam process is, how much skill we have acquired in managing the austerities, and the effectiveness of the next 4 will depend on that. So Sayam is extremely, extremely important for us. This will help in balancing. So in some ways we can say that Sayam is teaching us the skills of balancing out. The most important part of Sayam, there are 5 factors which will influence how good we are in Sayam. And those 5 factors are ignorance, mithyatva, avirati, pramad, kashaya and yoga. So basically ignorance and lot of unawareness, and no sort of control on anything, totally wild behavior. Kashaya, we have seen the four passions, the first four petals: anger, ego, greed, decide. So this Kashaya we have already seen, and last one is a yoga. The definition of yoga in Jainism is slightly different than we find in other religions. And so we need to spend little time to understand what exactly yoga means in Jainism. So yoga in Jainism basically means any activity of body, any activity related to the thoughts, and any activity related to the mind. So man, vachana, kaya. Any activity related to the three is called as a yoga. And so Jainism says yoga is the main factor which brings the impurity inside our inner, and the effect of that impurity is reflected, is manifested in the outer world, into the Bahir-Atma. So all the things like stress, strain, insecurity, fear factor, inferiority complex, and all similar negativities, they are being manifested in the outer because of the impurities in the inner, and those impurities are being generated because of the yoga related activities. So let us spend little time on understanding how to counter the yoga related activities. Kashaya we have already seen, and Mithyatva, Avirati, and Pramad. These we have seen little bit when we say that you need to discover the truth yourself. So there we have seen why you need the alertness, why you need to light the lamp of knowledge. And as we go in the future, Tapatyaga, Kinchanya, and Brahmacharya, we will see these three in more detail. So let us today focus on the yoga related activities, that is activity of body, mind, and thinking process. So to counter this, we have seen earlier that we need to go to Kayotsarg. We have briefly talked about Kayotsarg, but Kayotsarg basically is a process in which, we will control this. So Kayotsarg has three parts basically. So that is known as three Guptis: Manogupti, Vachana Gupti, Kaya Gupti. Gupti is a very, very beautiful word, the word which really explains what is the process happening there. So let us say there is a magician who has come, and then he says, "Hey guys, I am going to make your body disappear." And here he takes out his magic wand and makes our body disappear. And then he comes and says, "Now guys, I am going to make your Vachana related activities, thinking related activities disappear. And here he waves the magic wand and your Vachana is disappearing, your thinking process is disappearing. And he comes again and he says, now I will make your mind disappear. And here with the magic wand, the mind has disappeared. So similarly, here the Manogupti, Vachana Gupti, Kaya Gupti, they will make our body, our thinking process, and our mind disappear. Here the disappear really means the body, our connection with the body is disconnected. The body is there, but our connection to the body is disconnected. And so far we are thinking this body is me. Now the body connection is disconnected, so we know this body is different. Similarly, your thinking process and similarly your mind. So Gupti really means your skills to disconnect yourself from the body, disconnect yourself from the mind, and disconnect yourself for the thinking process. So Kayotsarg really has those three steps. And let us see what is the importance of each step. So body now is disconnected from us. So it means all the body related activities are at standstill. All the five senses which we are demanding that I want this, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that. All the five senses are always demanding this or that or that. And all our time and efforts we are spending in fulfilling those demands. So in a way, we are slaves of the body and body is our master. So master will order us, master will demand that, hey, I want this food, or I want this clothing, or I want this and I want that, and we are running immediately to fulfill those demands. Now, having disconnected from the body, Kaya Gupti, we no longer have those wants to be fulfilled. And so a great chunk of our stress, tension, worries is gone. Because simple thing, we are now disconnected from the body. Another very important thing which is happening, and this is very important for the purification process, that for the first time when we are in the Kaya Gupti state, we start realizing that we are not body. Body is different from me. Body is separate from me. And this is what is known as Bheda Vigyan. Bheda Vigyan means your own experience, not just at the word level, not just accumulation of some beautiful words. No, this is your own Atmanubhuti. your own experience. Now you will go through this experience that this body is not me. I am different from this body. Generally, we think we are the body and we behave accordingly. But with the Kaya Gupti, the most important part which is happening is you get into the Bheda Vigyan. That is the experience, the Atmanubhuti, that your body is separate from you. And this is very, very important. And of course, all the wants and desires related to body are no more there. So you are relaxed, no more rushing around, no more running around, no more tension, no more anxiety, no more frustration that you cannot meet all the demands of the body, and all those negativity will disappear. The second part is the thought related activities. And when you are separated from thought process, lot of burden which is on your head, which is on your shoulder, will be reduced. What is the big burden on our head? As we have seen in the past lectures, we are carrying two big bundles on our head. And those bundles are very, very heavy. And to carrying those, we are spending so much energy. We are tired. And still we have to drag the feet and carry those two bundles. One of the bundle, which is heavy, is your past, your memories of what has happened. That past is gone. It is dead. And no matter how much you want, no matter how powerful you are, no matter how much money you want to spend, you cannot undo the past. You cannot change the past. You cannot make the past disappear. It will remain as it is. You cannot bring change. And so, it is important to drop that. And Vachan Gupti helps you to drop that. And another big bundle we are carrying on our head, which is equally heavy, and we are somehow managing to carry it. We are trembling. We are tired, but still we drag on with this heavy bundle. And that is the future. The future which is yet to come. The future which is just a speculation. Because we don't know what is in store for tomorrow. We don't know what is in store 1 hour from now. We do not know what is in store 1 minute from now. See, my friend had a lot of plans this year. February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, he had a lot of plans. He wanted to go here, he wanted to go there, he wanted to take family here, there, and do this and that. A beautiful planning he had done. All details he had planned. But COVID-19, corona virus came, and all his plans are in the dustbin. The future is unpredictable, and carrying the burden of that which is just the speculation is far from wisdom. And so this Vachana Gupti, freedom from thoughts, will help us to put that bundle also down. So now, friends, our head is very light. We are no more carrying the big bundle of the past and the big bundle of the future. And so for the first time, we have the chance, we have the opportunity to remain in the present. Otherwise, we are always tied up either with the past or either with the future, and no chance for us, no opportunity for us to be in the present. And the life is happening in the present. Whatever is happening, if we want to be live along with the life, it is only in the present. And that's why Bhagwan Mahavir has called Samay, that is, when you are in the present moment, that is the Samay. And so he called Samay as a Atma itself. Because only when you are in the present, not in the past, not in the future, then only you can get connected with your Atma, with your Chetan Shakti, with your inner. And so Vachana Gupti gives us a tremendous opportunity to get connected with our Atma. So this is great for, in Kayotsarg, we are able to achieve that. And of course, the Manogupti, getting beyond the mind. Manogupti basically is going beyond the mind. So we drop the relationship with the body, we drop the relationship with the thought process, and now we go beyond the mind. That is the Manogupti. And what does mind do? Guys, the great function of the mind is to makes us focus on the things we do not have. This is the mind's job, that it will force us to focus on the things we don't have. Whatever we have, maybe we have a very expensive diamond necklace, and we have very expensive cars or branded clothes and latest gadgets and big position, big status, but for mind, the value of what we have for the mind, that value is zero. Mind says, oh, okay, you have a Lexus, so what? Oh, you have a BMW, so what? It says, oh, I want the Rolls Royce. So mind forces us to focus on what we do not have. We may have so many things, and we had no time to enjoy them, to use them, to utilize them. It happens. I mean, if you open up people's wardrobes, there will be 200, 300 dresses. And many of the dresses may have been hardly used. Some of them maybe just once, and some of them still unpacked. But mind, for mind, that there is, oh, there is not there. This is, mind wants new thing which you don't have. It wants you to focus on the Rolls Royce, and it wants you to focus on a personal plane and your own yacht and your own beach house. You know, whatever you do not have, mind forces you to focus on that. And with the Manogupti, guys, you are totally freed of all those burdens. So these three Guptis really, really will bring freedom to you. So all your problems in the outer basically are the problems coming because of your association with the body. You are thinking that this is my body, rather you are thinking that this body is me. And now my existence beyond the body is not there. That is. And then your association with the mind, your fascination with the past, and your imagination with the future, and the mind wanting you to focus only on what you do not have. And this is what brings all the problem. This is what brings the pain, misery, suffering, stress, tension, inferiority complex, uncertainty, fear factor. All these are basically because of three factors. And with the Kayotsarg, now we are in a very good position. We have stopped all those things. It means now our time, our energy, our efforts now are available for the purification process. And so Kayotsarg is basically a bridge between the outer and inner, and helps you to disconnect from your outer, which is your body, which is your mind, which is your thinking process, and helps you to come to the inner. So let us see how the Kayotsarga is done. We will be, as you know, Kayotsarga is one of the tapa which we will be seeing in the next lecture. But because that is very, very important for the Sayam process to take place, we are trying to cover that. Because without Kayotsarga, the Sayam process is not going to be effective. And if Sayam process is not effective, the other parts which we are going to discuss will not be sort of good. So in the Kayotsarga, basically, let us, before getting into Kayotsarga, let's set the expectation very, very clear. The Kayotsarga, if you are new and you are practicing for the first time, it will take you about 8 to 10 months to come to a good level of skill in the Kayotsarga. And I wanted to tell this upfront so that you set the expectations right. Because in today's world, we are used to the instant happenings. We are used to instant coffee. We are used to instant noodles. We send a text message and instantly it is received. We order something online and the order is immediately accepted and we get the acknowledgement and like that. So our mind is sort of conditioned for the instant benefits. But in Kayotsarg, and for that matter in all the purification processes, there is no instant benefit. It will take its time. And so, where before entering to the Kayotsarga, you should set your expectations right. And in addition to this time, you will need a dedication, you will need hard efforts and continuity. Continuity equally important. And of course the patience, because you have to wait for 8 months. So this one farmer was digging the well and he dug for a few feet and there is no water. So he went to another place and dug few feet and there is no water. And he went to third place and dug few feet and there is no water. And like that he did 5-6 times. And when his friend arrived, he said, "What you are doing? You need to first identify the place where the water is likely to be and then keep digging there until you get the water." And this is precisely what we have to do it here. You need to keep practicing until you get enhanced skills. So after 3 months or so, you will start finding the benefits, definitely. And then you will spend some more months till you get a good skill on that. So initially you may take 15 minutes to come to some level of Kayotsarga, but later on, let us say, you will be able to do it in say 9-10 minutes, and maybe at the end of 8 months you should be able to do it 3 minutes or so. So definitely as you will see the progress and you will start seeing the benefits, but you need to plan it up to that time frame. So now let us say you are ready, you are the beginner, and before we start, you just wash your hands and legs and your face, so your body is a little bit relaxed. And then now, as a first step, you do the 5 minutes of jogging at the same place. Not, you don't have to go around. You just jog at the same place where you are, you know. And 5 minutes jogging is important because several parts of your body are sort of asleep, sort of lazy, sort of inactive, dormant, or we say as hibernated. And so this 5 minutes of jogging, intense jogging, not very light, but you need to bring the intensity to that. And so this intense jogging will wake up all the body parts, will make sure that the blood is flowing. Along with the blood, the oxygen is gone, and the life energy, the Chetan Shakti, has also, then reaching to most of the part. So this is very important. In the initial stages, you should do Kayotsarga in the sleeping posture. Lie down on your back and then do it. Later on, once you have practiced little bit, then you can do it sitting in the lotus posture. So then you will sit in the lotus posture. After the jogging is done, you will sit in the lotus posture and then follow the remaining step. Ideally facing the east. So now you are ready. You lie down on your back, spread the legs a little bit, 1.5 feet or so, or a little more, and spread your hands little out. Close your eyes very softly. And now, don't worry about your breathing. Let the breathing follow whatever pattern it wants. So now you start focusing on So now we are trying to relax the body as a first stage. And so you start focusing on smaller part of the bodies and then extend further. So for example, let us say we started first focusing on the thumb of the right leg. So thumb of the right leg, we are focusing. Our mind is totally focused there. Our Chetan Shakti is focused there. All our attention, even though your eyes are closed, in the closed eyes, you will see only the thumb of the right leg, nothing more. Like the Arjuna saw the eye of the fish only, he didn't see anything else. So here you will see only the thumb of the right leg. So all your attention now is only on thumb. As far as you are concerned, only the thumb is existing. And now you have to use the auto suggestion. Give the auto suggestion that this is relaxing, 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 relaxing. So say 15 seconds you will do the auto suggestion. And in the beginning it may not relax for a few days, but later on you will find the auto suggestion is very effective. And once your body catches up with the rhythm of Kayotsarg, it will start responding very quickly. So the thumb is now relaxed. Move on to other four fingers and now say that those fingers, same, you have to repeat. So you divide your body into say 15, 20 different parts, components, and start relaxing. So thumb and four fingers and the complete foot now, and then move up, ankle and other things up to the hip joint. Once that is relaxed, you move to the next leg, which is left, and start from thumb, other fingers. So over a period of time, so let us say you are divided into 20 different segments of your body. Now your body is more or less relaxed. But there will be still some spots where there is still tension, because our body has a lot of tension. Once you start getting into Kayotsarg, you will realize how much tension we are building in our body. So there will be still some hot spots, as we call it, in your body, which is still not relaxed. So now you focus only on those hot spots and spend a little more time to get them relaxed. So in the earlier days, let's say for 4-5 weeks, your efficiency will be only limited. So don't get frustrated, because it takes time. And that's why I put in the beginning, leave the target for 8 months. So hotspots are now taken care, and your most of the body is relaxed. Now focus on your breathing now and synchronize your breathing. Outgoing breathe and incoming breathe, synchronize them with the same time frame. Don't worry about whether the breath is heavy or breath is soft or breath is very less. Let the body decide how the breathing has to be. But here you will just synchronize. Now, having done that, and your eyes are closed, let the eyes remain closed all along. Once you open the eyes again, and now slowly focus on one part by part and try to withdraw the life energy from that. You give suggestion that now this part. So each part now becomes like a statue, as if it is a wooden leg, as if even the left leg is now wooden. and hands are wooden and like that. So a wooden statue, your body becomes a wooden statue. So now the body is there, but you are disconnected from the body almost, say, 95%, 98%. You still have some control on the body. So it is like a car which is at the red signal, waiting for signal to change. So we say the car is in zero speed. It is not moving. The engine is just on. Same way, the body is now at the zero speed, means 98% it is all like the wood. And now you move on to the thought process. So here in your mind, have Om pronounced 7 or 9 times. So this will help you in focusing your thoughts on one point. And then to bring the thoughtlessness, you use the following trick, that open your eyes little bit, very little, and focus on the tip of your nose. Tip of the nose is called Prana Kendra, which helps focusing there, the Prana Shakti within your body. And with that little bit of opening the eyes and focusing on a Prana Kendra, tip of the nose, your thought process will stop. This is very important because otherwise it is very difficult to stop the thought process. So having the thought process done, and now similarly your thought process, you are disconnected from the thought. And the last step, of course, is same way you disconnect from the mind. Initially, as I said again, I wanted to tell you one more time that this takes time. You need to set your expectations accordingly and be ready for the continuity, hard work, and the willpower, and 15 minutes slot. That has to be done. And you do it at any point in time, but the morning time is the best. But if you miss the morning time, don't miss the Kayotsarg process. Find another time slot during the day and get it done. Continuity is equally important. So this is the way, friends, you will sort of do the Kayotsarga process. And as we have seen, with the Kayotsarga, a very, very important process for this self-purification, because this is the only bridge between outer and inner. And mastering this will bring the big benefits to you. Even within 3 months, you will start seeing that lot of stress, strain, tension in the outer is, vanishing. It is reducing. You are getting better control. You are getting better skills to handle the challenging situation without creating stress and strain and tensions. So extremely important. And that's why I thought today we'll spend all the time in trying to understand the details, why Kayotsarga is important part of austerity process, Sayam. And we need to practice that. And within 8 months, you will be highly skilled. And the Kayotsarga can be, finished in quick time frame. And then you are ready to do the meditation, to do the dhyana. So in tomorrow's lecture, we will focus on the meditation dhyana, which is the next very, very important steps in the internal purification. So again, Just to summarize, we are in the 10 days efforts to do the internal purification, to do the internal blossoming, internal flowering related to our 10 petal flower of Dasalakshan. And that flowering has to be in the inner, in the Unter-Atma. And we need to make sure that we keep track of how much time and efforts we are putting in Unter-Atma and how much time and efforts we are putting in Bahir-Atma. So this way we'll remain focused on our ultimate goal of the self-purification. Because why we want self-purification is that it will reduce stress, strain, tension, uncertainty, fear factor, inferiority complex, and all other negativities in our day-to-day life, and make us a confident person, a person which has energy, which has, power to understand the things in a much better perspective, eliminate the problems, solving the efforts, the problem which are pseudo, which are not real. And once we enhance our knowledge, those 50% of the problems would just vanish. So a immediate goal of making our life, day-to-day life in the outer much better, and a long-term goal of our spiritual goal. So this is 2-in-1 efforts which we are going to achieve within 10 days cycle. So with this, we conclude today's lecture, and tomorrow we will be seeing the next aspect of it. Om Aram.
jainworld.com 25 years of service to Jainism.